Well, good morning. We're out for an early morning walk, just because of family commitments, etc. Only going local, and actually came out for sunrise. Was a little, maybe pushing it a little bit, but when I got here I just sat in the van because it was chucking it down. So yeah, I just waited for the heavy rain to go off. The forecast was for maybe sunny intervals, so I thought there might be a bit of a sunrise, but not. So where have I come? I've just come, we've been here before, come to Tewet Tarn, and then we're going to go, if I turn round, don't know whether you can see, let's have a look. I don't know whether you can see the Tarn down there or not. Tarn's down there, and then we're going to go up over Low Rigg and then High Rigg, which is over that way, via the St John in the Vale Church. So yeah, it'll make quite a nice walk. It's a bit of a there and back rather than a circular walk, but we'll see how we get on. I was hoping to get sort of some nice sunrise pictures at Tewet Tarn, but that's not going to happen. We'll get to the Tarn, which we're virtually there anyway. We'll have a bit of a mooch around, see if there's a reasonable composition. If not, we'll just carry on along the walk. We'll be going via the lone tree. Again, we'll see what the compositions, can always do them on the way back. So yeah, and thank you for starting to watch this video. I just like to say to everybody, if you're enjoying the video, please click the thumbs up, and yeah, if you like what I'm doing, why not subscribe? Both do the channel great good. And the other thing that I much appreciate is any comments, and I do answer all comments. So yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll carry on, and we'll see you a little bit later. Alright, well, we've worked out a composition with the Tarn there and Blencathra behind. When I first got here there was a bit of light, and there's a bit more light coming now on Blencathra, and I got one or two long exposure images and some short exposure images with rain in front of it. But then the wind and the rain really came in, and I was debating whether to move on. But I decided to hang about, and it is cleared up a bit again, and there's reasonable skies coming across. So yeah, it's a reasonable composition. It's sort of my go-to composition here, but just trying to get the movement of the clouds and the light. I have actually already taken a number of images, as you can see from the back of the look at the back of the camera there. The last one was f/16 100 ISO and 15 seconds. Now that's with a polarizer and a 6-stop ND filter on. Debating whether to put the 10-stop on and see if we can get even longer exposure in the clouds. They are moving relatively fast, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll mess around a little bit, and the best exposure we'll put up on the video, and we'll see you shortly. I think we'll go to the lone tree next. Right, well, we've made it to the lone tree. As I say, I think I've done a video from here before, but different circumstances. So you can see the tree there, you can see Blencathra. So what we're going to do is show you the image through the camera so I can explain. So we'll just flip this round. There we go, so you can see me. So yeah, you can see the camera there, and what I want to explain, we've got the tree here, but we've got it so all the branches are in the sky. They're not dissecting any of the lines of the mountains, and also we've got this wall here, and then it goes along there that acts as a bit of a leading line, and obviously we've got Tewet Tarn there. So it's not the most spectacular. It was a bit better. I've already captured the image once. It was a little bit better because there was some sun on the tree. At the moment it's looking a bit flat. The light's coming and going today, so yeah, that's the composition. If they're any good, I'll put them up on the video. I forgot to mention on the last one, I was umming and ahhing. Sometimes long exposures like that look better in black and white, so if it was in black and white on the video, you'll see I decided that was the most suitable. So yeah, right, we'll maybe take a couple more, capture a couple more images here, and then we're going to head up to the church. So we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've made it to St John in the Vale church. You can see it there. I don't know whether you can see just on top of that stone directly in front of us, there's a robin. So I was hoping to capture an image of the church. I don't know whether that'll be feasible. And I want to apologise at this stage. I didn't realise that this camera had got a couple of small raindrops on it. Was steamed up, hence the quality of the video prior to this is probably not that good, so I apologise for that. So we're just going to have a little walk around. You can see the graveyard there, so I don't know whether there is a decent composition. We're just going to walk through here. Let's have a look back at the church there. Yeah, I think something like that might be suitable. It's just a shame about that great big yew tree. Anyway, we'll have a wander around, we'll get the camera out and see if we can come up with a nice composition of the church. Right, we've captured an image from where I showed you on a video just a moment ago, but I've also come round to here, and there's the camera and there's the composition. It's quite nice. We'll see how they come out. It's quite difficult because it's quite a bright sky, and then with all the trees it's quite dark. So I've got the camera set at f11 100 ISO and a 40th of a second, but I am bracketing 2 stops above and 2 stops below. So we'll create a HDR and then we'll process that and see how it comes out like. So whichever is best, we'll put up on the video after this, and we're going to head up above there. You probably can't see because it's quite bright up there, up High Rigg. We'll see what images we can get up there, and then we'll be back that way, back to the van and home and picking up grandchildren. So anyway, we'll see you a bit later. we've made it to the top of High Rigg, and that's the direction we've come from. You can actually see, I don't know whether I can point it out, round about there is Tewet Tarn. As we see, we've come along Low Rigg, the church you can't quite see, and then we've come up High Rigg. It's quite a good view from here. If we look around here, you can see out to Keswick and Tewet. Can't quite see Derwentwater, it's hidden by the mountains there. But if we come round here, we can see out to Thirlmere, and there's Raven Crag, which we did a video from about, I think it was just before Christmas. And obviously coming round there, there's a bit of a cloud, but that's the Helvellyn range. That might actually be just about Helvellyn. We can see at the top there. And we come along here, along the range, which I've done two or three times. We get to Clough Head and down to Threlkeld. So that's where we are. I'm going to have a mooch around, see if I can come up with any compositions to take, and then we're going to start heading back. I might go slightly different, we'll see. Just depends on time. So anyway, we'll find a composition and we'll see you a bit later. Right, well, I don't know whether you can hear me, but this wind is brutal. You can see that's the tripod, and that's the composition I've tried to capture with Thirlmere and then the sun and the layers of hills. So yeah, I mean, I can't leave, the tripod is in danger of blowing over, so I've actually put the camera, you can see down there, it's on the floor at the moment. I just didn't want to put it on to video and it get blown over and damaged. So yeah, this is brutal on the top here, so we're going to pack up and go down a bit and then see if we can find anything else. So the shots the image is any good, we'll put it up on the video after this and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, we've come off the top and it's less windy, and the light's gone quite flat at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back down, certainly down to the youth centre and the church. Probably stop there just to have a bite to eat, and then rather than going straight back as we're okay for time, on Low Rigg there's a mound. We sort of went to the eastern summit, if you want to call it that, but slightly to the west there's a slightly higher summit. We'll see if we can just see it from here. So yeah, if we look straight on, you can see the little summit that we're up and the trees on. But if we come round, I don't know whether you can see it, it's sort of there, the western summit. It's maybe a bit high, so I thought we'll go up there, see if there's any images to be had up there. So yeah, we'll go down to the church, have something to eat, and then we'll head up there and then back to the van. So anyway, we'll see you a bit later. Right, well, we're not quite on the top of this western bit of Low Rigg, but I just thought we'd capture another image. You can see if I bring the camera down, that's the tripod, and then the image is, if we just look back up again, we've got the mound there, the little copse or whatever you'd call it in the middle, and then the far bit of High Rigg there with the youth centre as well. I thought it made quite a good composition. we'll see what it looks like. It's very difficult at the moment. I mean, you can probably hear the wind. Whether you can hear me above the wind, I don't know. But I left the stabilisation on, even though it was on the tripod, because it was getting buffeted. And again, I had a high ISO like I did on the top of High Rigg to get a high shutter speed to stop it, to try and keep it as sharp as possible, not getting motion blur. So, right, anyway, we'll head on and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've got to nearly the highest point. We won't be going to the highest point because, as you can see there, there's a wall and there's no obvious way over, and I don't want to damage the wall. It looks as though some people have tried and have damaged it. So yeah, you can see Tewet Tarn down there. So we're just going to drop down. I think there's a path down there. And then there is a stile over the wall. If I just come down a bit, yeah, just down there. We'll go over there, and then we'll head back to Tewet Tarn and back towards the van. So the light's nondescript at the moment, so probably won't take any more. But we'll head on back, and we'll see you a bit later. Alright, we're nearly back to the van, so if you've watched the video till this point, thank you very, very much. It's been not too bad a day. It's been very windy, which has hampered getting images on some of the tops. Hopefully it'll have come out right, and hopefully you'll have enjoyed them. What I was going to say was, if you've enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up. And if you like what I'm doing, why not subscribe? And please do comment. I much appreciate all comments, and I do answer all comments. It's just useful to see what everybody's thinking about the channel, the good and the bad, or if there's any questions or anything you'd like me to do in the future. So yeah, it's been a reasonable day. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the van and then head home and see where we go from there. See how much time we've got before we need to pick up the grandsons from school. So, right, anyway, we'll see you on the next video.